Now, there's a lot of things I hated about school, but I think we can all agree that one of the things that made school worth it were the fights. And bro, look, I know you think you've seen some crazy school fights. Listen, unless you've set foot in my school, you haven't seen anything. Listen, my school had a reputation, okay, for having some of the worst fights you could think of. We had absolute savages, absolute criminals come into our school, bro. Our reputation was so bad that when my mom tried to get me out of that school, no other school would take me when they found out what school I was from. Being in my school was literally like being on a no-fly list. You're not getting out. And the funny thing about the fights in my school is that you could always sense when one was about to happen, right? So it would be like a normal school day, right? You're in the playground with your friends. You just got a mixture of all these like kids' voices yelling, all of that stuff, and it kind of all blends together. Well, that would be happening. Then all of a sudden, it would just go silent. The entire playground would just go completely silent. And then everybody just starts yelling again. And you got people yelling, fight, 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 fight. And you just have a whole crowd of people, and you walk in on the flipping ninja war from Naruto. People are getting bodied. And let some teacher come in with some foolish idea that they're going to try and break up the fight. Listen, I've seen teachers have full-on fights with students. Teachers were catching strays left and right. Nobody was safe, okay? I had a teacher come into one of my classes once with a broken nose talking about she got punched square in the face by some guy. And listen, this teacher was tiny. This teacher was like 5'1", and the guy that punched her, like by that age, we were all like 14. This guy could have seriously messed her up. That's how little we cared. I say we, not me, obviously. I wasn't going around hitting teachers just for the record. So yeah, fights in the school playground, they got a bit crazy. But there was another kind of school fight that we cannot afford to leave out. We cannot be sleeping on this kind of fight. The changing room fights. The PE changing rooms were a war zone if you pissed off the wrong guy, which is exactly what happened to some kid in my class, right? He was this Russian guy. We're gonna call him Vince, right? And he is in a heated argument with some other kid who we're just gonna call Jay. Now, I don't remember what they were arguing about. I mean, we were like 13, so it was probably something stupid, but apparently Vince thought it was pretty serious, because I have a distinct memory of Vince looking Jay dead in the eye and with a thick Russian accent yelling, "You fucking nigger." Every black person in the room just froze. I'm like halfway through getting changed. My vest is like half on, half falling off, and my mouth is just wide open. Pause. Because I could not believe what I just heard. So Jay just goes into straight savage mode, pins Vince against the wall, and just starts beating the crap out of this guy. And then everybody else in the room just jumps in. Vince is catching hands from 10 different directions. I mean, yo, honestly, it's a miracle that this kid even survived. At one point, he kind of breaks free from the group and he tries to get out of the changing room. One of them drags him back in. They're like, nah, bro, where you going? Where you going? We ain't done with you yet. And the ass whooping continues. But luckily for him, one of the PE teachers must have heard all the commotion because he came charging into the room and broke everything up. And this teacher was hench. He was one of the few teachers you did not want to mess with, so nobody even tried to take him on. But the thing is, bro, the fights that would be the most entertaining is when the girls would go at it. Listen, the girls in my school, when they were ready to fight, they were ready to fight. Because you see, here's the difference between boys and girls. With boys, we will get into a fight over a lot less, but we'll make up a lot faster. But with girls, they'll be holding on pent up anger for months because they will spend so much time playing mind games and just psychologically destroying each other until one of them can't take it anymore. And the craziest girl fight I saw was when the school was under inspection. So in the UK, we have this organization called Ofsted that comes and assesses all the schools pretty much. And this fight literally broke out in front of the inspector. I mean, these girls were screaming, they were crying. One had the other one pinned up against the wall while she was scratching her with her claws, because that's what these are. You can't convince me that they're not claws. Nails, blood, hair extension were just flying all over the playground in every direction. These girls were straight savage. And low-key, the inspectors were kind of scared. And when their final report came back, yeah, our school was labeled inadequate, which is the lowest rating you can get. Okay, so those were some of the crazy fights that I saw in my school. Yeah, some. Listen, I got plenty more stories, but I feel like some of them, they deserve their own separate videos. So if you're trying to see those, make sure you hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit the like button on this video so I know that you enjoy the content. And who knows, if you like this stuff enough and you actually want me to keep talking about more fights, I'll tell you about some of the fights that I got involved in. But like I said, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.